Have you ever felt like you were being watched, even when you're completely alone? Kate always thought that was just her imagination. But on this particular night shift, in the hollowed halls of a deserted office tower, she would learn the hard way that some things are always watching, even when you can't see them. The clock ticked louder than usual, its hands crawling toward midnight as Kate sat in the dim security office, watching the flickering surveillance feeds. The building she was guarding, a towering, 25-story office block, had emptied hours ago. What seemed like a simple job when she started the quiet night shift had turned into a nightly battle with unease. Lately, something felt off. The silence was too thick, the shadows too long, and a cold draft always seemed to blow through the deserted halls. As she adjusted her uniform, Kate's eyes drifted to the 13th floor camera. She froze. A door at the far end of the hallway was open. She was certain she had locked it during her rounds earlier. A knot formed in her stomach. No one was supposed to be in the building. Heart racing, she grabbed her flashlight and headed toward the elevator, trying to shake off the growing sense of dread. The ride up was slow, and each floor seemed to pass with a louder creak than the last. When the doors finally slid open, the cold hit her like a wall. The fluorescent lights flickered weakly, casting unsettling shadows along the hallway. She could see the open door at the end, its dark interior like a gaping mouth. Her legs felt like lead as she approached, her breath visible in the freezing air. The room beyond was eerily quiet, papers scattered across the floor. On the wall behind the desk, words were carved deeply into the plaster, "Help us." Kate's heart thudded in her chest, her breath quickening. She backed out of the room, pulse racing. Just then, she heard the soft sound of whispers echoing down the hall. It started softly, like wind rustling through leaves, but then grew louder, voices overlapping in a frantic, desperate chorus. Kate turned to the stairwell, from where the voices seemed to come. Her flashlight flickered. She knew she should go back to the security room, lock herself in, and call for help, but something drew her closer. The stairwell door groaned as it swung open, revealing nothing but inky blackness. She hesitated at the top of the stairs. The air here was colder than the rest of the building, and the whispers grew louder. Her feet felt like they were moving on their own as she started down, each step echoing ominously in the darkness. The further she descended, the clearer the voices became cries for help, desperate pleas for escape. Suddenly, her flashlight died, plunging her into complete darkness. Kate's breath hitched as she fumbled with the light, shaking it in a panic. It flickered back to life just in time for her to see them shadowy figures lining the stairwell, their eyes glowing faintly in the dark. They weren't human, not anymore. They hovered just above the ground, their faces twisted in agony. One figure moved toward her, its hand outstretched, eyes wide with sorrow. Kate turned and bolted, racing up the stairs, her heart thudding in her ears. The whispers became screams, filling the stairwell with an unbearable cacophony. She burst through the door, sprinting down the hallway, not daring to look back. The elevator couldn't come fast enough. As she mashed the lobby button, her radio crackled with static. A voice, barely audible through the noise, whispered, "Leave, before it's too late." The elevator doors slid open with a ding, and Kate ran into the cold night air, gasping for breath. She never looked back. The next morning, she quit her job without explanation. Whatever haunted that building, whatever lurked in its shadows, wasn't worth her life. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this spine-chilling tale, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more terrifying stories. Would you survive a haunted night shift? Let me know in the comments below.